This video is brought to you by, well, nobody. I bought the game, I guess me. But we are going to be looking at all of the devs of the rookie class for Madden 23. Of course, it is officially Madden season. If you guys are excited, maybe leave a like, maybe subscribe. We're going to be doing a ton of Madden content this year. Of course, we are going to probably have about 3 videos today, tomorrow, the next. It's going to be a grind, but, oh, hey, I'm thinking about my franchise team. Of course, the first guy we have to look at is Kenny Pickett, the guy that all throughout the quote-unquote off-season, we have seen the Madden ratings, and he looks atrocious in the game. You know, he's 24. He, of course, has small hands. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the player tags thing. You can see future starter, QB of the future, bridge quarterback. Although I will say with that overall and the age, I don't know if I agree with the QB of the future or the future starter thing, but of course, we're going to take a look at his dev, which I imagine is normal, of course. That's obviously what I would also expect. He's awful! He's terrible! What in the world is that, dude? He's actually unusable, pretty much. Unless they, like, guarantee a dev, I don't know what to tell you, but okay, I guess Kenny Pickett is a normal dev. We're going to try to go sort of in order. I'm going to just at least do the whole, like, you know, position group. So it might not be exactly in order, but, you know, you'll get the gist. Desmond Ridder, also normal development trait, but of course, with the speed, with the throw power and all that, you know, he's a little younger. He is more usable. Then we move to the Panthers, Matt Corral, a lot of 23-year-old, you know, or 23 overall quarterbacks, of course. Also, normal development trade. I'm kind of thinking there's a bit of a trend here. If Pickett's normal and he was a first-rounder, honestly, other than maybe Willis, they may all be normal development trade. Yeah, even Willis is normal, which, I mean, once again, it was kind of what the draft class was all about, as a lot of people were saying, wow, that awareness. You know, talking about how these guys are all, you know, not super great. Of course, no player tags either, so I wonder how that works. Like, will he ever start if Tannehill, like, gets a dev up? Sam Howell, maybe he's hidden. He is not 21 years old, though. Very young, very usable. I don't know why, but those Commanders uniforms are not looking great here. You also have Zap, but, like, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm probably not going to show a whole lot of these players because I don't want the video to go on too long, and more importantly, they're just unlikely to be hidden development trait. Like, it's not going to happen. And then the last guy we'll look at is Carson Strong, who we didn't even actually know about. 58 overall, normal, obviously. We didn't even know about because, of course, they didn't show him in the Madden ratings. That injury, stamina, and toughness is brutal as well. Yeah, you're definitely going to be wanting to use Jalen Hurts, even though he is also, of course, normal development trait. But those are going to be the quarterbacks of the rookies. We're going to try to zoom this a little bit faster. I think there's a Dolphins rookie as well. Maybe I'll look a little bit more for these positions, but the rest, if it's not the big name guys, we're probably not gonna, you know, we're not gonna talk about it. Now we start with Breece Hall, who is very solid, day 1 starter tag, hidden development trait. I'm gonna try not to look at the stats. Even like we've seen these ratings for a while now. We don't really need to see them. Star development trait, you know, we don't really need to see them. So let's move on to Kenneth Walker, who of course is going to be the running back for us in our Seahawks franchise whenever we start that. I don't really even have a plan for it, but probably also star development trait, probably like Friday, I would say. Let's move on to Cook now for the Bills. Normal development trait. Okay, they're a little surprised by that one. Thought maybe it would have been star or better, but maybe we're going to see, you know, maybe no hiddens further on. It might just be based on exact, like, draft position. Rashad White. Yeah, it might be. Well, I'll let you guys know if there's another. If there's not another hidden, we're just going to skip them. Yeah, the hidden devs are actually very harsh this year, as Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker are the only guys with hidden, both of them being star, but guys like Cook, Rashad White, Tyrion Davis Price, Brian Robinson, Dameon Pierce, Zamir White, Isaiah Spiller, Pierre Strong, all of those guys, all the way down to freaking Ty Chandler, all normal development trait, which, fair enough, it's more fun that way in my opinion, so it is what it is, but I suppose it's a little bit less fun for us. And then the only fullback that was actually drafted was by the Chargers right at the end, Mr. Horvath, who, of course, believe it or not, is not hidden. Now we move on to some really fun players. The fun position, the wide receiver position. Drake London, the highest drafted wide receiver, believe it or not, which most people probably would not have thought, is star dev. I don't know why a lot of people thought he was going to be superstar. Is star dev, fair enough. Garrett Wilson, a guy that I would probably expect to be superstar. I can't remember exactly what I said for my my prediction video. Also star. I would assume, maybe not Olave, but I would assume Jameson Williams is going to be superstar. If not, they're going to be, it's going to be a little surprising. Star dev there, Jameson Williams has to be superstar. He has to be. There's just no way he's not. There's just no way he's not. Let's see it. Let's see it. Is he superstar? And is he actually wearing number 9? Star. If he's star, is there even a point in looking at the rest of these? Because I think they're all going to be star dev. It would be very shocking if any of these guys were higher than star if Jameson Williams is only star. Remember when I said Treylon Burks normal? Remember when I said that? Treylon Burks normal. Which, of course, means Christian Watson is absolutely normal dev, without a doubt. Normal dev. Do they have Dubs as higher overall? Is that like a preseason thing? I don't feel like that was the case beforehand. I really don't. Even Pickens is normal development trade. He is a bit of a higher overall for, you know, a late second round guy, but it's a little surprising. I think it may literally all be tied to like draft position. Because like no hidden for Sky Moore. 24 is disgusting, by the way. That should just not be allowed. Of course, it comes from the team that suggested the number expansion. Thank you, Kansas. But of course, George Pickens, I really thought would be hidden, but he's just not. Look at the state of the Bears. Like, look at this. Like, would you just look at this? Like, the Packers, which of course is my favorite team, isn't like crazy better, but like, this is sad. Like, this should honestly be illegal. Like, can Justin Fields be freed, please? Yeah, I looked through all the players, and they're all normal development trait outside of that first couple of players, which I will, go over real quick. Drake London, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Jameson Williams, and Jahan Dotson. Every other wide receiver is normal dev, unless they slipped a hidden in there in, like, the 6th round. I looked at, like, literally every player, like Dubs, Calvin Austin, David Bell, Jalen Tolbert, all those guys, so I mean, that'd be kind of scummy of them. And normal dev for Trey McBride. If he's normal, is there even a point to look at the rest? I will, but, I mean, what the hell is going on around here? Jelani Woods, the giant normal development trait, of course. Ogletree's pretty big too, right? Yeah, 6'5", not like terribly, not huge, but he's up there. I honestly think, like me with this video right now, they got lazy. I think they actually got lazy. Like, they were just like, okay, anyone past, like, the top 10 picks in the 2nd round, you're just not going to be you're not going to be hidden. But let's move on in alignment anyways, see what we got. Aquanu, obviously hidden development trait. Not worried about that. Superstar? Possibly, probably. Superstar! We finally seen our first superstar, and I think we're about to see our second one right away. Evan Neal, hidden development trait. At minimum, star, obviously, with the hidden dev. And question mark, superstar, as expected. Now, this is one that for the series I'm hoping is star dev because I want a better challenge. But Charles Cross was also a very, very good player. I would potentially, it's a 50-50 toss-up, but I would not be surprised either way. And he's star. Okay, so our choice of the Seahawks is feeling pretty good right now. It's feeling good. Trevor Penning, I thought maybe would have been normal just because of the punchy bully thingy. Star development trait, of course. The Cowboys, Tyler Smith could actually be normal, but we'll see. What position? Oh yeah, he's playing guard. He's drafted as a tackle, but playing guard, and he is normal. Sheesh. I wonder if Ryman is going to be hidden development trait because he was touted. He was touted as like a late first guy. He fell, and they're just like, screw you. What about the big boy? What about the big boy? Please make him hidden development trait. Yes. Okay, so we do have our first oh my god, his speed and all that. But we have our first, like, non-first to second round hidden. You know, this is a 4th round draft pick with star development trait. So now I can't be lazy anymore, and I have to look at every single round. So no other tackle was hidden development trait. I even looked at, like, Rasheed Walker. He wasn't hidden development trait. Thought maybe there was a chance. But Kenyon Green of the Houston Texans, who will probably be star development traits, is as follows. Then we move on to the Chargers, who should also be star development trait. Zion Johnson. He is hidden, of course, but let's take a look at his actual dev. I was about to say, before that actual move, I was about to say the menus were actually kind of quick, and then they weren't. I did take a quick peek, and I do know Sean Ryan and Zach Tom are both normal development trade. I'm sorry if Zach Tom, who's a tackle, is in the guard list for me, but I'm going off of the NFL draft tracker just so I don't miss any names, even though, ironically enough, they have missed some names. Like, I don't see Ed Ingram in here, which I'm going to actually, check. So I really apologize if I miss anyone, but for the most part, I don't expect to. I really would be shocked if I missed someone huge, but once again, sorry if I do. Ed Ingram should be hidden. He is not. That is a little surprising, but once again, 4-hour series, I'm glad to see it, because obviously you don't want too many, like, great players. Star Dev, Ezra, probably still needs to be replaced, though, right? Like, some names here, that need to be replaced. Okay, I'm getting into our different series. I gotta stop. I could have maybe just went by team, but I think this is probably better, right? Position by position, because otherwise it's kind of like, it gets a little, tedious. Star development trait for Linderbaum, who I think I did say I expected to be superstar, which, it is what it is. Cam Jurgens I expected to be star, and they gave him normal, of course. Fortner, who's literally unusable. And then, as you would expect, no other hidden centers. Now we're going to move on to a guy that is probably going to be guaranteed superstar. I'd be shocked if he wasn't. Oh my, I'm shocked. I'm a little surprised, though. I am legitimately surprised. For some reason, they don't have Aiden Hutchinson as edge on this list, but it is what it is. Aiden Hutchinson, superstar probably, which would, I guess, not even make him better than Thibodeau. Star as well. This is really surprising stuff. I'm actually legitimately surprised. Like, Trayvon Walker, because of this, is hands down better than all of them. Star development. If he would have been superstar, dude. Oh my. I'd imagine Karlaftis is actually going to be normal then, which is kind of surprising, but right? No? Are they off their rocker? This seems a bit surprising. Like, Karlaftis, same dev as Thibodeau and Aiden Hutchinson? If you say so, I guess. And, like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with this. I think this is a little bit of an L, of course. I mean, at this point, no one's going to be superstar, right? Like, there's just nobody. Mafe is normal development traits. I'd imagine hidden development trait for Ajabo. He is, of course, that injury. I don't know if it's going to sideline him for the entire year, but probably a significant amount of it. Star development trait is expected. And to be honest, unless I'm forgetting someone, I don't think there's going to be another hidden development trait edge. It's just so weird how the NFL website works, because it's like edge and D-end, and like Jermaine Johnson's like not considered edge. I don't even know, dude. It's just whatever. We're looking at all of them anyways. But Jermaine Johnson's another star development trait player. But if I'm going to show them, they're obviously hidden. If I don't show them, they are not. I have looked through all the other lists, and I would assume Logan Hall was probably the last guy that we haven't checked that would have been, hidden development trait. And it's ironic I say that, but, like, where's Pascal? Oh, he's actually playing edge? Like, I suppose he is, he's not that big. But, I kind of felt with the speed maybe, but he's actually decently fast here as well. But now we move on to DT, and this one could be busted. Jordan Davis, who is just absolutely insane. Also, the tag says day one starter. What the hell? They gave my man a basic face scan. Come on, brother. But of course, I don't know how you call him a day one starter if you have Javon Hargrave, but sure, I guess. I get they don't want him to sit so many years behind him, but like, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But if he's superstar, he's a god. He is insane, which I gotta imagine he is. And he is. Oh my god, he's insane. Now we move on to Devontae Wyatt, which if he's not at least hidden, which he is, that would be absolute scams. Don't think he's going to be superstar, of course, but star development trait, I think still kind of underrated, but, you know, it is what it is. Fedarian Mathis, not hidden development trait. So, ironically enough, when I talk about if I show them, they're not, you know, it's not really. Travis Jones should be hidden. He is not hidden, of course. And with that knowledge, I imagine there will be no more hidden development trait defensive tackles. Now we move on to another fun... Oh, I actually want to take a look at Devondre real quick. Star development trait, fair enough. I thought maybe superstar, but at least star is fair. I don't know how he dropped to normal last year, but Quay Walker, the linebackers, the first linebacker taking Quay Walker, you know, obviously star, but as a Packers fan, still a little iffy about it. Still a little bit. Looking at Devin Lloyd. Normal dev. Really? That's a little surprising. Okay. Once again, it could be just based on... No, it's not. I was about to say it could be based on just draft position, but it is not, because Muma is hidden development trait, while Devin Lloyd is normal. I don't know where they come up with that idea. Troy Anderson, I would imagine, is probably also going to be hidden development trait then, which would be busted. He is not, but he is still busted because of how fast and athletic he is in general. Now we move on to Asamoah, which, once again, for challenge sake, hoping he's normal, he is. But, of course, he's still really good because he's insanely fast. Even Nakobe Dean is normal development trait, which they're probably going to be eating those words at some point soon. So, we'll see about that. And I would imagine if Nakobe's normal, there will not be another hidden development trait player. And now we move on to a very fun position, cornerback. Derek Stingley. I was bullied into making this my superstar dev player, and he is star, as I should have freaking said, dude. I knew I was going to have the opposite, dude. I knew it. Sauce Gardner, I said star, even though he's probably going to be the one that is superstar, ironically enough. But it's just so weird to me. Also star. Oh, okay. But it is weird to me that they would have Stingley as such a high overall with star, when that overall would actually signify that they actually believe he's getting better rather than worse, which, based on his history, maybe not the truth. McDuffie should be hidden. He is. Once again, if Sauce and Stingley are star, we can pretty much go out on a limb and say that everyone else here is going to be not superstar, right? It's pretty unlikely we're going to see anyone like Elam or, you know, McCreary or even Kyler Gordon be superstar, right? So we'll look at them, but I have no hopes of that. But for me, I've always liked, you know, a challenge. And the lower the dev, the more the challenge. Obviously, there's always breakouts, so, you know, fair enough. Kyler Gordon is rough, dude. He is rough. I feel a little bit better, though, with the Vikings pick, as Andrew Booth is, of course, hidden development trait. Never mind. Forget what I was about to say, because he's in development trait, which, of course, is star. Now we move on to some other fun players like Alontae Taylor, who I imagine is also going to be normal development trait, but super fast, still usable, obviously. Of course, Cam Taylor-Britt is normal development trait, and with that knowledge going down the line, it's going to be all normals. And yeah, every other cornerback, unless they're an absolute nobody, is normal development trait. I looked at pretty much everyone. Kalen Barnes, of course, Tariq Woolen was normal as expected. Now we move on to the safeties. Kyle Hamilton, how safe did they get? You see what I did there? I did. Kind of safe. Star development trait. You know, when the draft process was kind of early on, I think they would have easily given him a superstar. But, you know, as things kept going and going, people were starting to think, wait a minute. This guy's athleticism's kind of the garbage. Daxton Hill, of course, star. It's kind of, once again, it's the gold standard first players, and then if it's not superstar development trait, everyone after is pretty much going to be normal. The Vikings getting a lot of love with the hidden development traits, Whereas I'm going to be honest with you, I think the Bears are going to get a lot of unlove. Yeah, I said it. Even Brisker. Like, I figured normal dev. That is brutal, dude. Brisker and Gordon normal? They really hate the Bears. And just for the F of it, Cade York, normal development trait. Nothing crazy there. What about the punters, actually? Because there were actually quite a bit of punters drafted, which I get it makes sense because there's actually less punters in circulation, like, in the league than there are kickers, which is, you know, kind of crazy because kicker you would think is a little bit more important, but as you can see here, none of the punters are going to be hidden development trait because punters and kickers aren't people, simply put. And of course, the youngest player on the front page here still is Kyle Pitts. Obviously, he's not physically the youngest, but yeah, I mean, the only hiddens that I can remember when we're thinking back was what? Jordan Davis, 2 offensive linemen, and was that it? I think that might have literally been it. No hidden quarterbacks, 2 hidden running backs. All of the wide receivers were star, no hidden tight ends. You know, not many of the guards were hidden. The D-line, edge even, there was no superstars. Linebacker, there was only a couple of stars. They definitely held back with a lot of the devs. And I think one of the big reasons for that was because they do want the scenario engine to play a little bit more of a factor. Because it's more interactive, more fun that way. And I do agree. So when you have guys like, you know, Travis Kelce or Jalen Ramsey, you're having real superstars. Whereas, like, if all these, all these rookies that haven't even played a snap yet are all superstar or X Factor, it's like, why would I go for them, you know? So fantasy draft's going to be interesting because you're going to see a lot of these guys really far back. Like, these quarterbacks are probably going to be really drafted really late, which, of course, could be a little bit more fun for a fantasy draft this year. But overall, I'm probably going to have that as my next video, which would be out a couple of hours after this, I imagine. Regardless, though, let me know what you guys thought. If there was anyone that was obviously snubbed, I imagine there's going to be a lot of guys you're going to be like, what the hell were they thinking? I also agree. There's a couple of question marks in here for sure. But once again, they might just be going towards the route of less high devs or just less hiddens in general. It seems like unless the draft, different based on last year, this real-life class can have a lot less hiddens than a CPU class, which a lot of people did say this was a weaker class in general, so fair enough. But that's pretty much going to be it for me on the first video of, oh my, so freaking many Madden 23 videos. If you guys enjoyed, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Would be grateful if you guys maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Bigger, though, would be second channel PKR plays where we do a lot of non-Madden stuff, and I say a lot of, but kind of neglecting it, and with Madden 23 technically officially here, probably gonna neglect it a little bit more, but I definitely will finish Far Cry 6. Kind of want to go back to regular Spider-Man as well at some point and play some more newer games on top of it. But that's pretty much going to be it for me, but 2 more videos more than likely today, another 3 tomorrow. Maybe we'll get a rebuild up today, but I'm going to be honest with you, with how long it takes to, actually record it, edit it, render it, it's probably better for me to just record it tonight, have that rendering while I'm sleeping, and then upload it tomorrow. So probably won't be a rebuild till tomorrow, but 2 more videos a little bit later today, and that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys come back for next video, but until next video, see ya!